What's up, guys? It's Corey, and today I want to talk about a problem that I've been having with Black Desert Online, and that is the loot is boring. It's uninteresting. It's a shame. I I like the game a lot. I think the game is really fun to play. I think there's a lot of stuff going on in the game. There's a lot of content there. There's a lot to really, really love about Black Desert Online. Whether you want to be focusing on combat or you want to be focusing on trade and crafting and gathering and all of those sorts of things. There's a lot for Black Desert to offer you. But the problem that I'm having is that all of the loot, the weapons, the armor, the accessories, they're just not interesting. I didn't know how this system worked before the North American launch. I knew that upgrading was a thing because I had seen streams, I had seen videos of people getting blackstones, people using blackstones. I had seen gear with plus ones, plus fives, plus tens, so I knew that upgrading was a thing, and I knew it was a big deal. What I didn't understand was how the sets of armor worked, how the weapons worked, how like their stats varied from one weapon to another, one piece of armor to another. And as it turns out, uh, they don't they don't differentiate themselves all that much. Actually, there are like number difference, mechanical differences. Some will have increased attack, increased defense, increased crit chance, increased attack speed, increased move speed, increased health, increased mana, or whatever resource your class uses. You know, those sorts of things, and those are fine. They can affect how you play your class to a relatively small degree. That's not really the problem. Is the problem is just the way that it affects your class, the way that your armor and weapons affect gameplay, is just not interesting. They don't have any cool extra effects like some of the weapons and armor in other games, in Diablo, in World of Warcraft, in uh, any other MMO or action RPG. Like there's like getting new weapons, new armor is a meaningful upgrade, and here it's not. Like if you get a piece of gear, you can't even really start using it until you've upgraded it a bunch of times. And like that's not so bad once you've gotten pretty far into the game. You can extract your black stones out of one piece of armor, one weapon, and you can put it into the next one. But then once you have your armor, once you have your set, it's just you keep the same gear forever, and it's just boring. It sucks. I wasn't expecting to not like that. Um, Even with games like Guild Wars 2, where they don't really have this gear progression system that World of Warcraft has or Final Fantasy 14 has. They do make the weapons and the armor and the items that you can get, the loot that you can get. They do make it interesting by making things visually different. Um, and I don't really care that the visual differences aren't there in Black Desert. That might help to address some of my issues. The problem is just that the weapons and armor are just bland. They're boring. They're just not fun to get. It doesn't feel good to get a weapon drop or an item drop unless it's something super rare, which will happen very rarely unless you're really trying to farm for it, and then that's the only thing you're farming for. Um, Most of the time, when you get a weapon drop or you get a piece of armor to drop, you just put it up on the marketplace and you sell it, and you might get some money out of it. It might not sell at all. You know, you never really know. It's just I don't know. The way the loot works in this game is just uninteresting, and it's really a shame. There's so much going on in the game. They're adding even more with things like awakening weapons in the relatively near future. 6 months, 3 months, no idea when exactly, but sometime relatively soon, awakening weapons will be a thing in the West. Um, but that even then, I don't think that's going to fix the problem. It'll give us another piece of gear to get, which will be fun for a little while until I figure out which one I want, and then I'll stick with that forever, unless they release a new one that's better, which they might do. And then I'll just focus on upgrading it, and then I'll upgrade it forever, and then, you know, I'm basically back where I am now, just with one more piece of equipment. I don't know if anyone else is having this problem. I haven't seen a lot of people complaining. I haven't seen Like the only thing that I have seen is people complaining about the weapons and armor not really looking different. And I don't really care so much about that. I did mention that's a bonus for Guild Wars 2, and I don't really care that it's a bonus here. I think the reason I like it more in Guild Wars 2 is that you have more weapon options and the like per class, and the weapon options like drastically change the way your character plays. So it makes like it helps to alleviate the lack of the gear progression by having these different weapons, these different play styles, that sort of thing. There's enough stuff going on in there to make that loot system interesting, and here there's just not enough variation. Unless I want to go level up an entirely new class, which I might do, but that's a lot of time that I don't know that I want to put in. I don't know if you guys can hear that out there. Someone's messing with some stuff outside the house. So sorry if you could hear that squeaking. But anyways, I guess that's it. I don't know if anyone else is having this problem. I hope someone is. I hope I'm not alone. If you are, if you think I'm just missing something, just let me know. I'd be interested in having a conversation about it. It's why I'm doing this. And yeah, thanks guys. And until next time, take care.